It's on! Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Disney Parks Talk Live, the weekly show in which myself and my friends bring you what's going on in the world of Disney theme parks. I am Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place. Over there is the other co-founder, Rebecca Mosley. How you doing, hon?
I'm doing well. I'm eager to hear about Paris.
We are getting to Paris very soon. Down there is filling in today our vice president in charge of all things animation here at Laughing Place, Tony Betty.
Hello.
And down below me is the vice president in charge of really nice clothing, Jeremiah Good. How you doing, Jeremiah?
I'm doing well. I'd like to thank Roosevelt for this beautiful shirt. It fits so well with Alice's Curious Labyrinth here at Disneyland Paris, which we'll be talking about.
Yay!
We are excited to talk to Jeremiah about Disneyland Paris, which is where he is right now.
What's the order in your hotel room?
It is portholes and it has characters. The best description I will give of the Newport Bay Club Hotel, it's a cross between the Yacht and Beach and a cruise line.
Okay. We're live. Any questions, any comments? You want to know what's going on in Paris? Just use the comments. We're happy to talk to you live about it. And just a quick reminder, we're sponsored by Mouse Fan Travel. So for all of your Disney travel needs, including Disneyland Paris or any Disney destination around the world, we could not more highly recommend mousefantravel.com. They will take care of you. It never costs one extra penny, but you get awesome service. They take care of all the hard, boring stuff like waiting on hold for you. So mousefantravel.com, we recommend them. Let's get started. Jeremiah,
you could tell him to book through Mouse Fan Travel the Newport Bay Club, the cross between the Yacht Club and the Disney Cruise Line.
So Jeremiah is actually, you were in Paris right now, right, Jeremiah?
We.
And what time
is it? That means there's more of him. How many are you?
Is it 1 a.m. there?
It is 1 a.m.
So,
and I'm very tired, but
thank you for staying up late with us. So what is the primary reason you are in Disneyland Paris right now, Jeremiah?
I know why. Snow. I know why. To see snow in a Disney theme park.
No. Yeah,
that's pretty
this
cool.
Is last night with the snow coming down. Not a lot of sticking, but it was real snow. It wasn't gravel or whatever that thing was Mike had. So this throughout the day it was a little wet, little rainy. Today it was, when there's a fire close to you and you just have ash constantly falling. That's how today was throughout the day. But it was so cold. Just the precipitation in the atmosphere was coming down as sleet, snow, whatever you want to call it. But when I was leaving the park, it was snowing and it was sticking, and it's still sticking. I just don't see any snow coming down right now.
So a quick apology for any technical issues we may have with Jeremiah. He is coming to us live from Paris, which, as you know, I don't think their technology is quite up to what we're used to.
Based on their skyline, they still have like 1,000-foot tall oil rig. So
just that hotel Wi-Fi is what we're dealing with here. So, okay, Jeremiah, hopefully we can hear you right now. You've got this really cool frozen pose, but I think your audio is probably okay.
No, that's an Alice in Wonderland shirt.
Where do we go next with Paris?
I don't think there's a frozen line from Roosevelt's yet.
Is Jeremiah here? I don't think he is. I think we lost him.
Nope, we got him.
I can hear you guys off and on.
Okay.
All right.
Let's talk electrical parade.
Am I still here?
Yes, Jeremiah.
Your audio's fine, Jeremiah.
This is fun.
Rebecca, let's talk electrical parade.
Okay.
Hey, look, there it is.
Over there in Paris, they have brought the Main Street Electrical Parade to the skies. Are you guys able to hear it? Yeah.
Yeah, but are we going to get dinged for it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a ding.
Oh, hey, I hit the button and it disappeared.
No.
And that, oh,
Doobie, can you hear me?
yes.
Jump forward towards the end
I will.
because that's, you know,
This is crazy.
Isn't this amazing? The beginning just blew me away, and then I'll fast forward, but check it out.
The castle turned into the Blue Fairy.
and then she slides to the side and dings it, and it turns red. And
this is my first time seeing it. I've had a busy day, so but, you know, preserve the magic. This is crazy spectacular.
We've got a full 4K video. Thanks to Jeremiah. We've got that on this channel, so you can be sure to check it out. Jeremiah, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Is this where you wanted me to go or further?
yes, well, this is one of the highlights. So this is the Peter Pan segment, and that's the Jolly Roger. And the back, those are drones with fireworks, sparklers, whatever you want to call it, coming off the back. So it looks like the pixie dust as it's flying over. I cannot describe how amazing this show was. It's beautiful. I said that.
The suspense.
I know. The parks are a reason enough to come to Disneyland Paris, but this show should be seen. Like, watching it on video, go watch it 100 times over. Make it our most watched video, so it's not just a dinosaur. But to see this in person is amazing.
I need to ask you, Jeremiah. We can watch the video and stuff, but I want something we can only get from you. What was the reaction of the crowd like during this performance?
So right away, as soon as the Blue Fairy appeared, it was one of those. But then as it went on, you just heard more gasps, more like, oh my God, is that real? The finale where it forms the drum, I was lucky enough to be that close to the castle, but the people that were in the back that could really see the entire drum and everything, I envy them. Tomorrow I'm going to go see it again just so I can get a better angle.
I'm so blown away, like almost speechless. Yeah, look at this. So, Tony, I know you're one of the biggest Electrical Parade fans I know. I'm just curious your thoughts, Tony.
I think it's very pretty. I like the technology behind it. I think it's really well done. I just wish we could have done something original with the technology. This is literally a rehash of something we've already seen before. It still looks amazing, but like I could say, oh, here comes the ship. Here comes the drum. Here comes the Blue Fairy. Everything we've already seen before, almost from what I've seen in the exact same order, almost.
That's fair. That's fair. You're wrong, but that's fair. Jeremiah? Yes.
Thing.
Jeremiah, you're breaking up. Put that in chat. If it's a request, put it in chat.
You can.
Oh, just the seagull warning.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
No, I don't know why I'm not completely seagulling it. And for you might want to explain that joke to new viewers. Yeah, I'm not completely, because it's new technology and it's new. Everything about it's cool. It's just basically like if I watched The Black Cauldron in an 8K high def resolution. It's something I've already seen before. It just looks really cool in a new way.
And for me, it's like the opposite. When being such a big fan of the Electrical Parade, when they kept kind of trotting it out year after year and it wasn't looking its best, as someone who loved it as much as I did, to now see it have this rebirth rather than kind of, I think I wrote to y'all in chat, I'm so happy to see it have this rebirth rather than kind of dragging the corpse back out from a warehouse. So
yeah, I've had more than enough of the Electrical Parade, but seeing it this way, this is awesome. I'm glad they did this and not some. I'm sure they will do something completely new, and they've done other new stuff already with the drones. But seeing a classic that I know so well brought to life in a completely different way. I actually think that in and of itself is kind of innovative. So I'm going to say yay on that.
And
Even though I
once
fully
again,
understand Tony's POV.
go ahead, Jeremiah.
And one of the things, Disneyland Paris hasn't been Disneyland or Walt Disney World, where it's like, hey, attendance is low, let's bring out this parade again. The electric parade left here years and years ago. So doing this is definitely a tribute, not here it is again and again and again. But it's everybody loves it. Tony, I understand. I hate the electric parade in person because it's been done to death.
But I also feel
But
like there's people
as
love
a
it.
new form.
Like if I was my first time ever going to Disneyland Paris and everybody had this reaction that I don't to it, take myself out of the Disney realm.
Yeah.
And what is that? So
Yeah, I don't know.
I know this is a debate.
I suspect it's. I think I see your point. I suspect this is cool enough to stand alone on its own and be spectacular, even if you have no reference to the electrical parade. Obviously, it may resonate more if you do, but I think it probably works just fine, even without it. I could be wrong. I wasn't there. Was there a tribute to the Disneyland Paris duck in there somewhere? Okay.
the commercial duck, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, that commercial, the cutest duck in the world.
I'm just making sure we weren't talking about hiding rubber ducks on a boat or anything.
No, he's on strike because he's mad they took those ducks away. Jeremiah, I'm not sure if you're stuck or just smiling, but what else did we want to? Do you want to talk any more about the parade, Rebecca? Or
I just wanted to share that not only is Jeremiah, what did you catch? I'm going to speak for you since you're breaking up, but that not only did you catch the parade in the sky, but you also caught the final performance for this season of the Christmas parade that they have there at Disneyland Paris. And so you'll be able to see that as well on our YouTube, along with some photos on the website. So
wait, I thought he was in Paris. That's a lot of Duffy.
Look,
Duffy's Universal.
No, he's Disney. He's the Disney bear.
Oh my goodness! Just let me let Tony come on every now and then.
You want to make me the literal last resort? I'll show you why I'm the last resort.
Oh my goodness, Tony! Tony is taking names today. You are not acting like this.
Yes, the Christmas parade was very.
Jeremiah also was kind enough to get a bunch of merchandise pictures that we were starting to put on our site. He got a ton of Disneyland Paris merchandise, so invite you to go check that out as well. What else is on your agenda for this particular Paris trip, Jeremiah?
That was the main thing. Tomorrow I'm going to go in and do some coastering and try not to freeze my toes off. But as far as new stuff in the park goes, the Disneyland Paris merchandise that came out, the attractions merchandise, that's all really cool. But now I'm at the point now where I get to have some fun, and tomorrow hopefully we'll get some more fun photos up.
It is. I'm glad you get to have some fun. I know it's very irritating to be a theme park writer and traveler when you don't get to. Anyway, Jeremiah, I want to let you rest, but you're also our main Disney World guy. So anything going on in the world of Disney World the past week that you want to chime in on before I just free you so you can get some sleep?
No, everything back home seems to be pretty normal. We're in between the seasons. We had the marathon. Next week, especially starting Friday with the Epcot Fest of the Arts, I'm sure next Monday we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yep.
I know, Friday. Okay. But then next week is when we'll talk about it.
Bid adieu.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Jeremiah, for staying up late with us, and most importantly, for getting all that great footage, all the great coverage of this amazing spectacular. So get some sleep, Jeremiah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bonsoir.
Jeremiah, good, everyone. Thank you very much. Working hard.
And if you don't follow our Instagram, be sure to follow that as well. There's been some beautiful videos and images from Jeremiah's trip over to Disneyland Paris there as well. Laughing.
In other news, how you doing, Tony?
Good. How are you guys?
So rarely get to be on the air with you. One of my favorite people to be on the air with, and I appreciate that this worked out, that we could have you today, because it makes me very happy to be able to talk to you live every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Okay, good.
So back stateside, the Disneyland Resort has announced that beginning in 2 days, this Wednesday, the Magic Key is going back on sale. They've only been available for renewals for quite a while now, right, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. No, I thought they all were like blocked.
You can still renew. They never stopped renewals.
Oh yeah, renewals. Yes, sorry.
Yes, but they've all.
I don't know why I thought renewal was like the lowest tier or something. I don't know.
So there's 4 keys that are going to be available as we know. One of them is for Southern California residents only. Do you have the prices there handy? I think you do.
Oh, I should, yeah. The Imagine Key, which is the one for SoCal residents, is only, and I actually mean only, $449. And then as you progressively go up, there are fewer blackout days. The Enchant Key is $699, Belief Key is $1,099, and the Inspire Key is $1,599. It still has blackout days. You no longer can get a Disneyland Resort Pass with no blackout days, but it has very few. It's just that Christmas, New Year blackout there. So, and again, Wednesday, as they say, no earlier than 9 a.m. Pacific time. Tickets will go on sale. Who knows how long they'll stay on sale? Will they be indefinite this time? Or
well, it was headline news for LA. They had a moderate earthquake, and they were still reporting Magic Key sales start on Wednesday again. I'm not joking. I have the CBS News app, and I tune into LA, and yeah, that was it. Was literally earthquake. Oh, want to go to Disneyland again regularly?
It's a big deal there. I mean, this is like having a Disneyland AP as a rite of passage and making it a scarcity now. Is so when they go on sale, people got to get them before they go back into hiatus.
How long do we think they're going to last this time?
I'm going to make the same bold prediction I made last time. There are no more pauses. The passes are coming back to stay. I was wrong before.
That's what he said last time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it'll be about a day, pending the app holds up and the website holds up, and then one will dwindle within the first few hours, and then the next ones will probably within the next 48 hours.
All right, let's go. Any more Disneyland? Yeah, we got a little more. Let's stick with Disneyland before we get to Disney World.
Okay.
I spend time ordering the headlines, and then I just flip them around on the fly once we actually start going live.
Yeah, you do.
So popcorn buckets, everyone's favorite thing for reasons I will never understand. But there is a new popcorn bucket coming to Disneyland, or it's already available, I believe. Do you know? Are you familiar with this artist?
I am. Joey Chu. He's one of my favorites.
All right, well, talk about the bucket and the sipper then.
Well, that bucket apparently has art by Joey Chu down the side of it, and it will hold a good portion of popcorn.
Nice.
Awesome.
Tumblr complements it quite nicely with more art by Joey Chu depicting Disneyland characters and attractions, and will probably hold, I'm guessing, 16 to 20 ounces of fluid.
What? Seriously, how would you describe his art? Because
I love it. It's very stylized.
I'm not an artist.
My wife calls it his eyeballs are, quote, dead and soulless, but maybe that's what I like about them. I don't know.
Okay.
But I love it. It's very cutesy. Not quite Jared Mariyama, if you're familiar, but it's just very simple. Joey Chu's art is popping up everywhere at Disney now. We got the popcorn. He's at the Contemporary. He did murals for Tokyo Disneyland's value hotels, which name skips me. I think it's called the Celebration Hotel. His murals are also now in the villas at Disneyland Hotel in that tower lobby. So he's getting a lot of work, and he had his own line of merchandise that just came out in the stores too. But
cool.
I love it. It's just very stylized, and that's what I like. I don't always like merchandise with a lift from the movie or the short or whatever.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, when it's like sometimes when they step outside of the way we were used to seeing it on screen or on television.
He was big when Wonderground was around, and we have a lot of his pieces. Morgan and I are both big fans of the Nemo franchise, and he's done numerous for them. So,
okay.
Well, Tony, you mentioned you like stylized, so now I'm curious your opinion of this new concept art that's come out for Pixar Fest, which would seem to show some stylized Pixar characters in the Christmas tree point here. What do you think of this?
It's a little bit more stylized than last Pixar Fest, but I do like it. The Toy Story ones and some of the more human-esque characters to me are a little golden booky. But I still like it a lot. I do love the Wally and Eve. Shocked, I'm sure, of all of our devotees are. But yeah, I like it because again, it's not just I took a piece of clip art from the movie and stamped it on a banner.
It feels very coloring book to me.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant with little golden booky.
Yeah,
but
if a coloring page came to life. I love the concept. What do you? Okay, I'm someone who's excited over this character overlay idea at the parks. I love when we have kind of different passages of time with a week or so event, or maybe a month-long event. Are you a fan of the parks kind of going through these kind of overlays?
Yeah, I actually just posted earlier today about what I would like and expect to see out of this new Pixar Fest revamp, but what I like is, especially with Disneyland, is A, they're temporary, and B, they don't tread where they're not supposed to in a way. Like, yes, we'll have new meet and greet setups along the performance corridor at DCA. At best, you might get a new meet and greet spot in Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. But they don't like go into Soarin' over California and make it, Soarin' on the Axiom, which I would do. Don't get me wrong, but like, but yeah. So
yeah,
and the new parade, I keep emphasizing because they say set to debut with Pixar Fest.
Right.
It implies that new parade's going to be sticking around for a while, so I'm excited about that.
Okay.
Pixar Fest coming to the Disneyland Resort April 26th through August 4th. There's your summer entertainment, people.
But yeah, and I think it's interesting because I thought Season of the Force kind of coincides with Pixar Fest. So the fact that they're putting that big Pixar Fest thing in the middle of Disneyland, when 500 feet down Main Street, you're going to have a whole Star Wars overlay, as you would say.
How common is it? I can think of the Christmas tree and the pumpkin. Am I forgetting other things that have gone in this spot at Disneyland?
For special stuff?
We had Platinum Mickey with the slogan that had to be replaced.
Yeah.
I think it's going to become more regularly used, but I don't think of anything before.
I'm wondering if this is a newer concept overall with the parks in general, because I know at Tokyo Disneyland, and I don't pay as much attention to their festivals, so perhaps this is something they do, but they're making a point of letting everybody know that they're putting a big Mickey bow in their main street, which is what World Bazaar, for this upcoming mini event that they're having. I want to say in just a couple of weeks it starts, and so you're going to have a lot of Minnie Mouse, pink polka dotty stuff all throughout areas of Tokyo Disneyland. But with their event, they do a lot of focus on AR lenses, so you can go to varying spots and get unique kind of Minnie Mouse fun for your photos. So yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I think Tokyo is also kind of where a lot of this temporary character festival launched into more frequency, especially because you had like the huge Duffy festivals that are now to a point where the Mickey floral is getting lifted for a Duffy floral. So
but I've seen, I was surprised. I mean, not surprised in that the internet likes to fight about anything, but I was surprised at how many people have very negative reactions to these kinds of. I didn't realize that there was kind of this, no, don't mess with the park this way. I don't
Really?
like yeah.
Really? How long we been doing this?
No, but I just mean, like I say, there's always going to be a percentage, but it seemed to be far more regular than I expected.
I agree with you. The fact that people make it on something small and temporary, like a Duffy Floral for 4 weeks, yes, I understand that might be your only time going to the park or whatever. But the ones that always stuck with me is like, why have you done this? Is the wand on Spaceship Earth, the hat at Hollywood Studios, the stuff that you planted. It's only for the celebration, and then it stays there for a decade. So
I don't like this Pixar Fest thing in the middle of the park. Just my opinion.
Where would you
it's
put it?
temporary. It's only there for 4 months.
4 months.
I feel like you don't like it on Main Street.
Oh,
By
yep,
the
he
way,
doesn't like it at all.
yeah, he likes it.
He's out. He's done. He's over
done.
it.
He's like, but I mean, it's one of those things where I don't know. There's a story.
I will say I saw it and I thought I was surprised that it was going to Disneyland because I felt that was very DCA.
Okay.
It's
Like I could see that on Buena Vista Street before I could see it on Main Street.
You know, there's I don't want to say an urban myth. I don't know exactly how actually documented it is, but there is tale that the reason we have Partners statue is because that location was used for back when Disneyland used to have these summertime events where they would put like a giant Ferris wheel there or a win the car there or something like that. And Imagineering it said, hey, let's put Walt there, and then they won't be able to do this kind of thing anymore. So, you know, like I say, that's a tale that I've heard over the years. I can't remember how well documented that is, but you know, so it kind of makes
Florida
me,
has Minnie and Roy in that spot, but they don't mind moving her around.
They just shove them to the side.
Yep.
totally.
So not a huge deal, but just not my favorite concept. It's perfect for the Christmas tree. I live with the Halloween, the pumpkin. Nothing. Anyway,
I'd be happy if it was different every month.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Holidays are over, which is good news for World of Color fans because World of Color 1 will be returning to California Adventure on January 19th, 2024. And lucky us, we have Tony today to tell us why you need to go see it.
Chief Executive Director of World of Color Content right here, everybody.
That's right.
Why you need to go see it?
Yeah.
World of
If you
Color.
haven't seen World of Color 1 at all, you have a second chance. Frankly, and I kind of put this when I wrote about it coming back. World of Color 1, I was a little surprised because it was always, this is the Disney 100 Years of Wonder show. This is for the 100th anniversary. So much like the 60th one, I thought we'd see it go away after the 100th was over. However, it didn't quite get its full fair shot because a good chunk of that show features fire. And for many months out of the year, there was no fire effects in any show at Disneyland for a very high-profile reason across the Esplanade that happened at Disneyland Park.
Okay, so that's all the more reason people need to go see
more
World of Color
people
1
can
in
go
its
see
full
it because
force.
Now-
Moana in that show, I can't believe I didn't see it coming. I was like, oh, what a nice, sweet, emotional moment on the water. And then, oh, here comes, the villain made of fire.
Wow.
The fire show. So
Now with the Lunar New Year, they're going to have Hurry Home as is it like a little pre-show?
it's about a 7-minute pre-show ahead of it, and it changes every year based on the animal, but very subtly. But it has a little bit of, you follow a traditional looking dragon, Mulan, not so much the one Mushu from Mulan, not so much the one we saw in the movie, but more of the one you would find in like a parade for Lunar New Year, anything like that. And you follow a lantern as it goes home for the New Year. You do have reflection from Mulan in the show, which if you see World of Color 1 during Lunar New Year, you're going to get a double dose of Mulan in that. So, but yeah.
I was going to say, this year being the year of the dragon, we're expecting a lot of Mushu representation throughout the celebrations of the Lunar New Year at Disneyland Resort.
And Lunar New Year, Hurry Home has something that normal World of Color does not, and that's fireworks. There is a small fireworks display over Paradise Bay, which triggers my Luminaria PTSD, but that's a whole other topic.
Lunar New Year, Hurry Home, January 23rd through February 18th, a part of the Lunar New Year festivities at Disney California Adventure.
I
All
am
right.
so excited for the upcoming festivities. I get to go eat food. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I get to go travel down to SoCal, eat some food.
Well, last year with the kickoff of the 100, I was there, and I can't recommend that Lunar New Year food enough. I loved it. So enjoy that.
I'm excited for that, and it sounds like I'm also going to be our camera for World of Color, and I haven't seen it. So
okay, I'll send you some satellite photos of where to stand.
I figured
Yep.
I'd be talking to you to get the pointers on what to do, where to be.
Yep. It's a Paradise Gardens Park is a big viewing area, Doobie. If you want precision, you need precision from space, and I can acquire that and send it to you.
I saw Luminaria many times from around various places.
Paradise Gardens Park did not exist for Luminaria.
True. Very true. Very true. And yet I saw it. Over at Walt Disney World, free dining has returned. Rebecca and Heather from Mouse Fan Travel, they did a really fun show last week talking about all the new promotions that dropped last week, including free dining for Disney Plus subscribers. So I invite you to go check that out. But just a reminder, if you want to go to Disney World and eat free and you're a Disney Plus subscriber or willing to shell out a few bucks to save hundreds, that free dining offer is available. That means you get the Disney dining plan, which includes a quick service meal and a full service. There are various plans, but the top tier plan includes a quick service meal and a full service meal and a couple of snacks.
You have to be staying at a resort for that, right?
Yes, you most definitely have to be staying at a Disney World resort, and depending on which resort you're staying at affects the level plan you get. But it's included, so usually it's a good deal. Not always. Sometimes it's a better deal to get a discount on the room and just deal with the food yourself. So Mouse Fan Travel can help you figure that out.
Yep.
But just want to remind you that there are new discounts that dropped for Walt Disney World this year. And to remind you, Mouse Fan Travel is a great place to do your booking if you would like to learn more or book a trip. Also at Walt Disney World. So this is cool.
Is that a fountain behind you?
It is.
Yes.
Right here. I love water. I'm a big water feature guy.
He's a water feature guy.
Yeah. I like it.
Thank you. Photo sessions in Batu. I'm sad we don't have Mike today.
Wait, I like this though. Dave Sutton coming in and saying, it's funny how a streaming service has anything to do with buying food. I know.
I look forward to Universal's rebuttal with what Peacock offers they'll have.
What's happening on Batu?
So the local Batu image specialists, aka PhotoPass photographers, are offering personalized Galaxy's Edge 20-minute photo sessions called Capture Your Moment. And this is a sample of those. So it's just a 20-minute photo session as you walk around and get your picture taken various places in Batu. I would love for Lodico Findon to do this and see what that comes out to be, but I'm not sure that's even possible. But anyway, $99 for up to 8 guests. So if you have people you want to be in your pictures, they can be at no additional charge. And the photos are not included. That is for the session. And then, assuming you like what you get to then buy the photos. What I don't know, what I would love to know is, can you do this and then they also take photos with your camera? Don't know.
That is interesting. I know if, at least with the other Capture Your Moment sessions, like here in Florida, we have them at Animal Kingdom also. We've looked into those. I already have the PhotoPass add-on for my annual pass. So that could be used to get the photos after the session.
Yes,
I would.
That is the case here.
The same, yeah, okay. But in terms of your own camera, I don't know.
I'm wondering if this is something that was born out of Star Cruiser. That perhaps as part of your Star Cruiser voyages, you could do these kinds of packages kind of on board and then on planet. And now that we no longer have that, I'm interested. I would love to know kind of its evolution.
So as Tony said, those with PhotoPass entitlements like Memory Maker, as well as qualifying annual pass holders with the PhotoPass download benefit, this is included. You will be able to download your photos. Otherwise, you can purchase individually. Bookings start January 17th. Sessions start January 24th. Bookings can be done online up to 60 days in advance. That is that. And I really hope Mike Celestino has reason to do that. I want to see.
Yeah.
So, Rebecca, I forgot to have you prep this. Do you have the ad?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. Can you?
Right here.
Let's look at this ad together. Let's play it with audio. Let's all watch it together.
Okay.
There's the new Walt Disney World ad that dropped right around New Year's, I believe.
It was
New Year's Eve, I believe.
I think it was
hang
on
there we
Rockin' Eve or something.
And you're gonna speed up.
Hey, Woody, get in here. Where are you going, Win?
Cutting me off there. Oh, all right, I'll go over this way. Oh, sugar, it's so nice to meet you. I love you. Oh, my, thank you. And you even got your green on.
Best one.
What?
The best one. I just think this commercial does such an awesome job of capturing.
This is when I teared up because I'm a soft touch.
All the myriad of ways that can make a Disney World.
Sorry, hang on.
Today we're checking out some very.
I don't know why.
All the myriad of ways a Disney World vacation can be magical and special, far beyond the rides, which are featured in that commercial too, but so much more than the rides. And I think it's really effective. And yeah, I love it. You got any thoughts on it, Tony?
Couple of notes. So, are we to believe that it's all one family?
No, it's not Carousel of Progress.
Has anybody who's done this commercial experienced the timelines of a Disney World vacation?
What? You don't think people are at the pool at 10:30 in the morning? But
No,
I like how Gio immediately.
No, that's actually
Gio,
yeah.
The pool seems awfully busy for 10:30 a.m.
No, the one I saw, I actually haven't seen the extended version. I've only seen the one on television, and it shows like two of those, and it implies that they happened or maybe it's three of them, and we're like, wait, so they went to Magic Kingdom at 1:15,
so
and Batu at 1:40, and then later on,
it never occurred to me
there at Animal Kingdom.
It never occurred to me that it was one family. It always just like these are.
No, it's definitely based on that one. It's definitely different, but the one we saw televised looked like it was the same family. And then my biggest critique actually has nothing to do with the ad campaign at all. I just the marriage proposal as somebody who proposed in a Disney park is very generic. You can come up with something better. That's all. Moving on.
I would love to see. I hope some vloggers out there do like a spoof of this, where it's like you're waiting in line for this, you're queuing up for the monorail.
If our CEO would pay me to do something creative like that, I absolutely 1,000% would.
So
and watching the fireworks, and there's just this kid on the shoulder blocking your whole view, like 9:37. There's the kid.
Just as the fireworks go, somebody
the balloon and the baby
stands right in front of you.
It's so cynical,
or just before the secondary virtual queue opens, all the people just staring at their phones.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a great one. Oh my
or
goodness.
the Disney provided ECVs beeping loudly as they traverse the park during some kind of somber moment in Luminous.
Stop giving away all our stuff. We're gonna have some fun with this one. I think.
Can I tell you my gripe? My gripe with it. We miss out on the opportunity for one of those amazing Disney earworms that then sticks with us for the rest of our lives.
Like the DVC commercial.
So yeah, there's no music.
No, earworms are good, and that's why they get stuck sometimes.
DVC commercial.
Earworms aren't always good.
No,
there are
not,
plenty of earworms that are.
No, they're not.
I love the Disney songs, of course.
Anybody else want to call J.G. Wentworth right about now?
Right.
That commercial is
Cars for
effective.
kids.
And the guy at the end, just his perfect Disney vacation, just laying there in the pool doing absolutely nothing. It's so awesome.
But they also didn't show.
We need to
that
have
goes back
Tony
to the-
come
the
here more
video.
often, so that way we hear from Morgan.
Yeah, Tony, let's just have Morgan sit in.
She would.
can do that
She
too.
can't right now. She's not here. But
But yeah, it's
right.
nice to have her in the chat.
I know, Tony and Morgan. If I mentioned congratulations on your marriage.
how are you going to do this for the next
No.
year?
Yep.
I'm done. I'm
Okay.
done. I've said I'm done before, but no, I
Yes,
really
you
am.
have.
Rebecca, I'm going to let you have this one. ABD
Uh-oh.
pin.
Oh, okay. So when you go on an Adventures by Disney, hang on, I have a little like helpful thing over here. When you go on an Adventures by Disney, there's pins that you get to mark your adventure. And like each one represents like a different day of your trip and what kind of fun you had. And we learned during our adventure. Yes, mister? Oh, the WDW radio?
Yes, is that officially given to you?
No. We went with our friends. We went with our friends at WDW Radio, and that was a pin that we were given as we were on that travel. So I wanted to include it because it was an important part of my adventure by Disney. But no,
Yes,
yes,
it was.
that is not typically part of your set. But after COVID, because of they were still kind of practicing some distancing type efforts, they didn't want to have you handling all these people handling the pins. So instead what they did was they would mail all the pins to you at home. Well, now next in March, they're going to go back to you get the pins as part of your adventure. And hearing our guides, Dusty and Casey, talking about kind of that Disney storytelling, that Disney magic that would go into kind of the pin unveiling or the pin dynamics of it, I'm really happy to hear about that, because Dusty especially talked about how much he missed kind of the fun of that in regards to the adventure. And so yay! So there you go. Big news in our home. Yes.
I was a little confused by that too, and I had to look into it a little bit, because I was thrown, and I know that they had different COVID standards, but some of our cohorts went on the private jet around the world, and they were getting their pins daily. So
Right.
I got confused. After research, I discovered that, but now all the adventures will be
Exactly.
doing
Yeah,
them daily.
that was the first reintroduction of that. And I remember our guide Dusty was hoping that meant they were going to get back to it, but they definitely had not by then. We received ours in the mail long before our trip. But
no, this was once COVID protocols were done as far as travel went, but they still kind of did some mitigation of actual contact of stuff. I think in part because a lot of people were very nervous as they were kind of going out and doing their first post-COVID dynamic travel. And so to, give people as much kind of that medium ground between, hey, everything's 100% back to normal, and, letting people kind of venture back out into the waters again. That was one of the areas where they let you have the pins directly rather than them being provided to people who would then provide them to you. So.
all right, Festival of the Arts, as we talked a tiny bit about earlier, kicks off on Friday. We've got an article up that's kind of giving a preview of the week one, but mostly I just want to let Tony, since he is our artiste here. Tony, why is Festival of the Arts so awesome?
Going back to the whole Joey Chu thing, with the different takes on the characters and the different styles and stuff you see, this is the showcase for it, and I'm so glad that it's a thing. Joey Chu will actually be here in February as part of it, but man, I just love it. And it's so culinary falls under the Festival of Arts, or culinary, however you want to say it. So it's still another excuse for all the booths and everything around the World Showcase Promenade. But in addition to that, there's all these artist tents. So each one portraying all kinds of different fun stuff. And it's not all Disney either. You'll find stuff that is just I hate to use the word generic, but non-themed, just beautiful pieces
Yeah,
I
I
like
was
that Oswald
looking.
piece.
I was looking through the artists' work, kind of their galleries,
Mhm.
in preparation for the guides that we work on. And there, I noticed some artists do like beautiful metal work, metalworking, metal sculpture, and they aren't necessarily Disney. We're talking beautiful like sailfish or
Yeah.
flying fish or that kind of thing. Also, some beautiful beachscapes I saw among it. And then now with Disney company being so broad, right now, no longer we're going to have Anastasia. We're going to see
Which
the
hurts.
characters of Marvel, the characters of Star Wars. What'd you say, Tony?
I said which hurts, and the only reason it hurts is you have known me a long time. Devotees of the channel have known me a while. I have spent my life differentiating the studios. So when people go, Anastasia's a Disney movie, no, it's not. Like even back then.
Yep.
Now technically it is. So
Mhm.
I have to be like, and yeah. So she likes Anastasia.
Should see that sometime. Is it on Disney Plus?
I think it is actually.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
so
sure it
Disney
is. But in my world, the Festival of the Arts means
I say
it's a
it's being
celebration
inevitable.
of Figment.
Yes.
And in this case, we're getting a new bucket that has Figment on the inside because it's the Imagination Pavilion. So there you go. And over at the Odyssey, they're going to have all kinds of Figment-inspired snacks.
What's interesting is the upstairs of this popcorn bucket. You can only put popcorn in the top of it if you're a DVC member. That area has long been closed.
Very good. Very good.
Oh, wait, Kyle saw Disney on Ice this weekend. And a bunch of Disney Animation Studios characters again, and Miguel. I thought it was
I hope he just did like some kind of table flip at Disney on Ice on my behalf.
All right. So before we get to our final story, which is Country Bear related, I know, Rebecca, you wanted to say something about Kennedy Space Center.
If you are going to be going to Walt Disney World, do yourself a favor and check out a space launch page. There's plenty of them out there. Spaceflight Now is a really good resource. But if you didn't know, in many cases, when the launch is happening during the operating hours of Kennedy Space Center, a Kennedy Space Center admission will give you a much better viewing of the launch, than being at far away. So check out Kennedy Space Center. Look at some of the information they have about their launches. If you want like kind of that up close and personal one, those are going to be an additional fee, and you can learn about that. We've done them back when the shuttle program was happening, and it was an incredible experience. I will warn you, Kennedy is on a it's not an island because it's connected by a little bit of land.
It's a one-lane road access to a peninsula.
Yes.
Meaning there's only one way in and out via that causeway.
So
if you hit the wrong time.
So after that shuttle mission, did it take us 5 hours to get home, Doobie?
I wish it took us 5 hours to get home. No, it took us 8 hours to get home.
Yeah, it took us 8.
And I had to pee.
And that was a shuttle mission. So these don't draw that same level of interest. But
Fun fact. Florida grocery stores are not nearly as likely to be 24 hours as other grocery stores. I found that out.
Late at night trying to find somewhere.
If you could even find one on that road.
I got off the road. I managed to hold it long enough to get off the road. And I'm like, there's got to be a Publix as soon as we get off. And there was, and it was closed.
But as Gio knows, there's plenty of great places to see launches in the park because as 2023 was winding down, there were actually 2 launches on one evening. I can't remember if it was the 30th or the 29th or right that last week of December. And Gio actually watched one of the launches from Epcot, and then just a couple hours later was over at Magic Kingdom to see the other one. Yes, Mr. Tony.
Specifically, where is your favorite spot to watch a launch from at the parks?
Okay, so
I know where. Inside Spaceship Earth.
Don't even. I actually have done that because my son talked me into getting on Spaceship Earth, and I ended up inside while there
Well,
was a
your
lot.
time travel vehicle is now slowing down. Please remain seated.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yep. So bad. But it depends on. Okay, see, here's the neat thing about seeing launches from Disney parks. If you're in Disneyland, I'm sorry, Magic Kingdom, in Magic Kingdom,
Yikes.
and because I'm envisioning the partner statue. If you're in Magic Kingdom and standing near the partner statue, you're going to be looking out towards Tomorrowland, and that's where you're going to see the launch, right? If you're in Epcot, you can be over by Mission Space.
There
and
it
then
is.
See it over Mission Space.
Yep.
If you're at Animal Kingdom, you can be there by the that beautiful water area that had the kite tails, and you can watch it launch behind Everest. Studios is the only one that's lacking because it kind of is right there by like the studio entrance, the way things are. So it's hard to find kind of a picturesque framing for a studio.
Crossroads Mickey with the rocket going up.
But it's not quite. It's harder to get a nice kind of framed Disney icon shot with the launch from
You said Mission Space, and that's the one I like. So
yeah, no, Mission Space.
This looks cool because you see the ISTC. For those familiar with the concept of the ride, everybody hates it and forgets that it is the International Space Training Center. And then you have the planets and the angular sculpt, and then you just see the rocket going right up in the middle.
But I don't know if the buildings are if you're in too much of kind of a corridor.
Yeah.
For the sight lines, I think you'd be too much of a corridor.
And then I think it's designed too to kind of cove you in, as it were.
Gio's favorite spot, and this is where he watches.
Also good.
He likes to sit over there by Magic Eye Theater, looking out over towards Test Track and Spaceship Earth. We watched a space shuttle launch from the top of the Contemporary once. It was a nighttime launch, and it was like the sun rising on the horizon. It was incredible. The modern rockets don't have that same kind of ignition power behind them. So they don't have the same kind of spectacular glow on the horizon. But so I'm a little passionate about the space program. So.
She is.
Well, in about 20 minutes, there's probably another one. They happen like daily now. So
yeah, they just launched one late last night around 2 a.m. your time. They're in Florida. So.
All right. Quick reminder that we spent the beginning of the show talking about Disneyland Paris' spectacular new drone show featuring the Main Street Electrical Parade, and it is truly spectacular. We invite you to go watch the full 4K video on our YouTube channel that Jeremiah filmed last night. I can't wait to watch the whole thing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you want to hear us talk about it, including with Jeremiah, just go back to the beginning of this video, and we did do that.
Yeah, kind of. Jeremiah's kind of there.
But so yeah, we know that this year, we don't know when, we don't know how, but we know something is starting right now, and that's not it.
We were just talking about that.
The Country Bear Musical Jamboree will be coming to the Magic Kingdom. And so our Vice President of Music here at Laughing Place, Marshall Knight, put together a set list of what he thinks would make a great show for this Disney-fied version of the Country Bear Jamboree. Things like Terrence the Shaker doing one song, Trixie with the girls.
I agree with that one.
Doing I Won't Say I'm in Love. That one hit me. That one's like perfect. Trixie and the Bonnets doing I Won't Say I'm in Love. Big Al.
No. Trixie is not the Bonnets.
I said and the Bonnets.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yes.
I heard and the.
I didn't hear the and the. Okay.
The four of them. Yes.
Okay, just wanted to be sure.
Yes, doing I Won't Say I'm in Love. Teddy Bear, He's a Tramp, and Big Al closing it out with Once Upon a Dream. So lovely list.
The He's a Tramp one.
He did a good job. It's there. I didn't make it up.
I'm not saying you did. I just don't remember seeing it.
So it got me thinking, what do you guys think might make some good choices for this version of the show?
Don't you need the bare necessities just for the humor of bare necessities?
And they've already released that they're putting it in. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah. You're right. Never mind. That's why it sounded so familiar.
Yep.
No.
By the way, He's a Tramp is Teddy Bear and Wendell together doing a duet there.
Oh, Wendell, yuck.
What? That's
Wendell's
my son's
nightmare
favorite bear
for me. I'm sorry.
What the heck gets Wendell?
The walk around Wendell that goes around is just the most
You're not wrong there.
terrifying
Well, yeah.
character in the park.
What do you think of replacing when they're all out there, when they're instead of doing what is it, the Great Outdoors or what is the version? What is the name of the song for the Country Bear Jamboree?
I don't remember anymore.
Zeke and Zed and Ted and Fred and Barry, whatever. Replacing that with Where We Belong from the DVC song, all the bears doing the DVC song. Don't you think that'd be pretty cool?
Oh my god.
Okay, apparently not. Any other suggestions?
Are you even a member? Out of curiosity, is this because I know the members love everything DVC? So
I am not a member. This is an unbiased opinion.
okay, I have one. It's skewing off of this, but it's still parks related. Disney Vacation Club song or Disney Cruise Line 25th anniversary song?
Shimmering Seas.
Shimmering Seas.
Shimmering Seas is awesome. DVC song is better, but they're both great. They're both great.
David kind of said in the chat what I was thinking, but Winnie the Pooh is not in the show. So I kind of would want to hear Welcome from Brother Bear when all the bears are together. So that kind of makes sense.
That's too happy. The Country Bears have a little bit of cynicism to them.
What?
I don't think Duke has ever said anything of my suggestions as being too happy and not enough cynicism.
Who's typing like
anything
the net
I've ever suggested? That's the first time you've ever said that.
I heard some typing like the net over there.
It was me because I wanted to cheat and go and be inspired by the Disney Country album that came out a little bit ago. Like a little bit ago, as in probably the 90s.
I remember that, and that was at best the early 2000s.
The best of Disney, the best of country, sing the best of Disney.
Yes,
all-time favorite. Alison Krauss did "Baby Mine," I think.
I was gonna say I could see you saying "Baby Mine" for like Teddy Bear doing it like a little lullaby from up there on the little perch.
Brian something, I forget his last name, does "When You Wish Upon a Star."
Brian White.
Brian White.
I need to correct myself. Ernest the Dude is Gideon's favorite country bear. I mistakenly said Wendell earlier.
Yeah. Did your son correct you?
Which
I wasn't gonna out him, but
I'm a bad Disney fan when it comes to the Country Bears because I don't know all of them by name other than terrifying Wendell and Big Al. Big Al's not terrifying. Wendell is.
Ernest the Dude.
Okay.
Thank you, Disney PD.
But that's not Henry. Henry's the leader, right?
Henry's the MC.
Or the MC.
I am learning Tony is not a Country Bear fan, apparently.
No, he's not an aficionado.
I saw it when I was younger at Disneyland, long, long ago, like back when there was a cursive 35 for the anniversary. And I think I've seen it 4 times in the 17 years I've lived in Orlando. So
wow.
That's because you didn't know us when we lived there, because it was a very, very big favorite of our little guy.
Is Morgan a bigger
time?
No, Morgan might have seen it less times than me, and she's lived in Orlando longer than me. So
wow, I did not know.
We're more of a Tiki Room family.
I did not know there were Disney fans that did not love the Country Bears. That's news to me. Okay.
Yeah,
we're Tiki too.
And I liked Vacation Hoedown more than the actual Country Bear Jamboree.
It was better. It was better.
Okay, so what would you so we've got the Country Bear Jamboree and we have Tiki Room. Is there another kind of that genre form of entertainment at the Disney park?
Carousel Progress.
You would put Carousel Progress in that?
Morgan is scared of the Country Bears.
I just told you Wendell's nightmare fuel, and I think she feels that way about all of them.
Country Bears, that's like definitely that group of attractions. Country Bear, Enchanted.
But I was thinking,
Hall of Presidents.
Oh yeah, Hall of Presidents. I think that's the same
American Adventure. Food Rocks Kitchen Cabaret.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss that ilk of Disney entertainment, and so I'm very happy to see this being revisited rather than shelved.
Ripped out. Revisit. Don't rip out. Like the Electrical Parade.
No. Parades are meant to come and go. The Rose Parade is not the same one every single year. It's different roses, different
Wow, but
configurations.
that Epcot bus will be
Yes.
back next year, I think, too.
Yes, Mickey
Oh,
Mouse
yeah,
review
Gideon.
going
Mickey Mouse
way back. Yes, if we want to go back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Epcot. They used to be kind of the staple of Epcot.
Well, so Cranium Command had 2 animatronics, but mostly video. Would that count?
Yes.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
but I
Then
was thinking more.
Cranium Command's top tier.
But I think more. I think I was more focused on kind of music based. So
Okay.
That's where my brain.
Well, then
was.
definitely not Hall of Presidents.
Yeah. No. So I was thinking. So that's why I was kind of like, you guys were going
Yes.
in a different route
Yes.
than I was.
Soon
But-
enough.
Okay, so music based, we're at just those 3 for Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But you still can include
William
Food
Howard
Rock.
Taft sings.
I would
We
consider
don't talk
Food
about
Rock.
Bruno.
I
Food
would
Rock
consider
/
Food Rock.
Kitchen Cabaret would
But,
fit
okay,
in there.
so in thinking about the song list, what modern Disney films would you put upon the Bears? Because you want to make sure you have modernness. You don't want to only
Right.
harken back to.
They could just do the whole Wish soundtrack, and I think it'd be awesome. Maybe with a.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I kind of would want, and I'm sorry to my wife, I would kind of want to see how they interpret Lost in the Woods from Frozen 2.
Oh, that could be fun.
Right?
That could be a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about Big Al. I would. What do you think of who would be the right character to do it? Big Al doing Scuttlebutt.
This attraction was the
Oh, are we getting into live action covers too then?
world.
Scuttlebutt was not in the animated classic.
Okay, fair enough. But
Oh, it's annoying me. I can't wait. Hold up. I have a brain. I can't remember the name of this. I'm having a brain hiccup.
Meet the World.
Meet the World. Okay. I went to Japan. I got to see that. And the thing I loved about it the most was I got to finally be one of those people who picks up a phone to listen to the translation. Because I always would see that in America the Beautiful.
Yes.
I didn't want to use it in case somebody needed it. And so it's cool. No, I need it. It's mine.
For those listening to our podcast, the question was: Tokyo Disneyland had an animatronic show about the history of Japan. And it was
Meet the World.
Epcot almost had it
Also-
too, except the contractors couldn't read the blueprints by about a foot. So,
I just like the idea of holding the phone to hear the translation.
do you remember the headphones?
I mean,
I
for
wanna hear
Mr.
this.
Lincoln scaring me with a haircut.
No, not those haircut headphones. No, no.
Remember those at Disneyland.
Back in my days of working in the early aughts, I remember the headphones being a big thing, and it basically played the multilingual translations.
Oh, okay.
And I was talking about, we were talking about a potential trip to Tokyo, and I was like, I wonder if they have the headphones, but those apparently have not existed in well over a decade.
I am very impressed that Nikki B knows it's called the Mob Song and not Kill the
Yep.
Beast. That is the sign of a true Disney fan.
Why? So everybody crowd in, sit down, and now we're going to sing a song about leaving and getting up and going to kill the beast.
All right. What you been working on, Tony? You got any projects going on around here?
Got a lot of stuff coming up because, there are 3 Pixar movies coming to theaters starting next week.
Okay.
The first one is Soul.
Yeah. Go ahead. Say them all, and then I'm going to ask you a question after you.
Soul in order of how they're being released theatrically.
Yes.
It's Soul, Turning Red, Luca. In order of how they were released on Disney Plus and produced, it was Soul, Luca, Turning Red.
And if I had to only pick one to go see in the theater, which
you don't
one?
pick one.
But
You
if I
go
had
see all
to,
3.
if life circumstances were forcing me to only pick one.
Are you asking me as your friend and I know your tastes, or are you asking me?
I'm asking Tony as the guy who loves animation, loves Pixar, was brokenhearted, devastated. We had to hear about it ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum.
Did not get the proper rollout on the big screen.
Soul is Turning Red. I hate to say it, I would discount Luca immediately. Luca is very I've been calling it like Pixar 101. It's very, compared to like a lot of their later fare, it's very light and refreshing and just fun, which is nice. But if you want like a full the ups and downs of an emotional story and everything like that, Luca's not necessarily the one you're going to go to. Visually, it's designed to look like a storybook, which is cool. Even the water is like perfectly symmetrical in its waves and everything like that. So that, pushing Luca aside, sorry, Enrico. Enrico's the director. Pushing that aside, they're so both different though. I would have to. Turning Red was the surprise. Like, I watched it and I liked it, but the more I get into it, the more it like creeps higher on my Pixar favorites list.
Wow.
So I would probably skew more Turning Red.
Now, as far as
fun,
big screen,
but also kind of heavy, and it's visually. There are scenes in it that are visually stunning,
okay.
and then it's also kind of Pixar's foray into the anime world. So you get a lot of that aesthetic at times. If you're more of a traditional kind of Pixar goer, Soul is the best bet because it is very photorealistic. If you like the Blue Umbrella, it's going to be fantastic. Soul in 3D would be awesome too, David, because of the way that the Great Before is designed. Because it's very cloud-like and the Jerrys. I wrote a whole article about how I can't wait to see the counselors on the big screen already, and that's up on laughingplace.com. If you're looking for more traditional Pixar stuff, Soul is definitely the way to go. Turning Red in a theater, if it would be, I wish it got the theatrical release from the beginning because it would have been the biggest hit, because it is traditional Pixar, but also something you've never seen from the studio before. And the fact that it came out within months of Lightyear, so they were working at both that at the same time, and they're two very drastically different movies, is awesome.
Did they, in your opinion, if they only could release one for whatever reason, did they release the wrong one?
Yes.
Thank you, Tony. I love your passion, Tony. Seriously, that's no sarcasm there. I love your passion.
Yeah.
No, Lightyear, the former CEO banked on it being a recognizable franchise name, but the concept was so foreign to the average viewer. Well, this is in the same world, but not the same movie franchise. Like,
it's foreign.
Yeah, it was pitched very poorly by the marketing team and not well received because people went in expecting something that it was not. So I think that one would have been, if you were picking one for the theaters, that one was the wrong pick because nobody grasped what was going on.
A couple of our team members were able to see these films on the big screen. They wrote about that. We'll have a link below. In some cases, I think even 3D.
Yeah.
They were seeing the films on the big screen in 3D. So they shared what they noticed differently, having previously only experienced them kind of on that, I'm not going to say the small screen because I know some of our team have really big screens in their homes.
Oh yeah, no, 1,000%. That's why I had to keep saying in the articles, I kept saying cinema or theatrical. And I'm going to point out something David said also. The audio is another big reason. I don't care what kind of sound system you have. Theatrical releases are digitally mixed for a theater. And I think back to 2002 when I saw Lilo and Stitch in a theater, and there's a part when Stitch runs through the ventilation shaft, and you literally heard like all around. And I've never seen anybody's home sound system, even with an 18-point sound system, replicate that ever. Soul, the audio in Soul, there's a reason why that soundtrack won all the Oscars, and it's just I can't wait. I can't wait.
I want to go see it with Tony.
I know, me too.
Can I answer David's question again too?
Yes.
There are shorts coming. Burrow, which was supposed to be released with Soul, is attached to Burrow. Kit Bull, which if you don't like public displays of emotion, I highly recommend watching that on Disney Plus before seeing it again in a theater. It's coming out with Turning Red, and I believe one of the classic ones, I want to say Knick Knack, but it's definitely one of the older ones, is coming out with Luca.
Okay. I think Doobie's checking while you...
Oh, I'm not checking, sorry.
Okay.
I could check really fast. I should know it anyway.
While Tony checks, was there anything else you wanted to say, Rebecca, before we close out today? For the birds, according to Kyle.
Yes, that's right. It is.
Thank you, Kyle. That's our editor. Kyle Burbank,
Kyle.
right on top of the info.
It is For the Birds.
No, I think that we talked about everything around here. I know tomorrow I'll be back on our YouTube talking with Heather about Disneyland Resort in 2024. We're going to be discussing some of the fun coming to the resort. I don't want to say new hotel with Pixar Play, right?
Revamped,
Pixar Place
relaunched.
Hotel, the transformed Pixar Place Hotel.
That's good.
So it's gonna be, and then all the various festivals throughout the year. We'll touch on those and discuss some of the hotel options in the area.
I might crash to talk to Heather because I want to talk to her about staying at the Pixar Place Hotel during Pixar Fest.
Ooh.
Okay.
Not
So
that
that
I'm
is-
obsessed or anything, but
That is Heather of Mouse Fan Travel, who we've been talking about. She will be with Rebecca talking about Disneyland type stuff tomorrow at,
I think it was 1.
not on the schedule. All right.
I'm pretty sure it's 1.
Okay.
somebody
And
added
then-
to the schedule so the scheduler knows to put it on there.
Yeah, no,
At
I'm
four-
pretty sure it was 1. Is what I was
At
told.
4 p.m. Pacific.
I'll be
Rebecca
back.
will also be doing another show.
To talk about Disney merchandise. Lots going on in the world of Disney merchandise as the new year happens. Adorable Starbucks Valentine's merchandise is on the horizon. The new Parks line has been released. I wonder what Tony recently brought home that he's going to share. What do you have for show and tell, Mr. Tony?
I do merchandise. This was not provided by Roosevelt's, but I love them still because they are a great shirt. But I did get the.
There you go.
And I just want to talk about somebody had an amazing idea on a Roosevelt's fan page on Facebook, because this one does come in black and white and color, of wearing that one or wearing them to the animators palette,
Hey,
the originals
I
on the
said that.
Disney Cruise Line. When did you say that?
I said that when we were talking about it on Barely Necessities and the release
missed
was
that one.
upcoming. I said that. I said I want to buy them and I want to wear the one at the beginning of the meal and then do a quick change into the full color for the finale. Yes.
Yep.
That's exactly where my mind went because I was flipping back and forth between the two pictures, the black and white and the color, and the black and white.
See,
and
and
the
here
color.
I thought I was making a fun segue for Parks Talk and Barely Necessities.
Woohoo!
I have to add, because Morgan and I actually booked a cruise in September on the Magic. Animators palette in that form still only exists on the Magic and Wonder.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
I
I
to
can't
bring
wait
up
to
cruising.
have your cruise.
Sorry.
Look, I'm wearing my cruise shirt today because it's cold.
He's got his
outside.
jacket on.
Oh, I do have a
He's got his
cruise like
jacket
jacket
on.
on. Oh, we are such cruise heads. It's weird.
Cruising is everything.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to mention, Tony, real quick before we say goodbye today?
Go see all three in theaters. Don't pick one.
Yes.
And if you only pick one, go see Wish again. All right. Thank you for joining us today.
Or for the first time.
Yeah,
I
really.
love that movie.
I did love that movie. Thanks for joining us. We will be back probably not next week. It is a holiday, but the week after it is Martin Luther King Day next Monday. So, and I have it off, and I think some other LPers have it off. So, I don't think we're currently scheduled for next Monday. One of the reasons we had to make sure we did today, even with the situation. Mike Celestino, hope you're having a good time, whatever you're doing. He's a
I think
normal
he's in
Disneyland
jury
guy.
duty.
And we will see him
No,
back.
actually, no. He is on assignment.
Oh,
Mike
yeah,
is
you're right.
on
You're right.
assignment.
You're right.
Yes. And Jeremiah, thanks for
Echo.
joining us from Paris. Can't wait to have you all back again when we do this probably in 2 weeks.
That means
Until
not
then,
me.
bye. Bye, everybody.